Welcome to the channel, guys. In today's episode we are going to be refitting the interior into the Disco 3. So I'm going to be putting everything back in, hopefully in the reverse order to how I took it out. There's a couple of things I need to do on the dash console because that was put back in again just to keep the vehicle running. So we'll strip that out first, and then I'm going to put it on a time lapse and just cover a few things as I go, cut into it. It does look pretty scary, but I think as long as we don't forget anything major and have to just sort of take everything apart, we should be good. So it's all nice and dry in here. I've given it a bit of a clean. I'm going to try and clean the elements when I put them back in one at a time, and then the last thing that will be left to clean will be the seats when they're actually finally in. So yeah, let's get cracking. Well, the Discovery 3 is once again quite a nice place to be, albeit I haven't cleaned the seats yet, so I think once these get a deep clean, it's going to be really nice in here. A couple of little snags I came across. The main problem I had is I found a loom that I didn't know what it went to. So I had a connector. I actually had two connectors. Now, one of them I found out, I remembered, were connected to the Nokia hands-free sort of Bluetooth modem thing, which I don't want. It's useless, it doesn't even work. So that wasn't connected. That could be a problem. I'll come back to that in a second. The other loom I've actually tucked away under here, under the ashtray in the console there, just in case I can identify it as something I need to connect. But for the life of me, I couldn't find where it plugged in. I went through absolutely everything and I couldn't see anywhere it plugged into. Now, I say I come back to the other connection. The reason being is I don't seem to have any audio, and I've also lost the display, the heads-up display for the navigation. I don't know why that is. It could be connected to do with the module that I didn't install, the Nokia module, possibly, I'm not sure. But I can't even swap the screen. So the screen boots up with the Land Rover logo, you know, which is great. But I can't switch it over. I'm not familiar enough with this information system. Now, when I actually removed the audio unit, I did discover that the connections, the optic connections, had come out of their little plug socket. So they are beaming out, you know, laser red information, but I didn't know which way round they orientated because they both just sort of stuck in. It's possible I've stuck them in the wrong way round, so what I am going to do today is just quickly strip it all apart again. You know, it's such a pain in the arse, but it's got to be done. I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to actually get some Sugru, which is like mouldable plastic. It cures and goes hard, and it's really good for attaching wires into sockets and things. So what I'm going to do is actually reinsert them the other way round, see if that changes anything. If it does, then great, I know that that is the problem. I've switched them around, I've glued them in, and now we have got our full display, and even the radio works.
And dappled sunlight.
There we go. Well, I couldn't be happier with what we've done with the Disco 3 so far. At the moment, everything seems to be working, apart from a few things we've got to look at. That's the heating, and that could just be the HVAC unit, the heater control unit. I'm going to get a new one of those, or a second-hand one for 30 quid. I'm going to plug it in and see if it makes a difference, because I do think we need the heat. The other thing we've got is the one of the rear doors, I think it's the driver's side, doesn't lock off the fob, which is a bit of a shame. Other than that, touch wood, everything else seems to be working. Now we're getting into the garage on Wednesday to get those spacers put into the rear springs. That should also adjust the compression rate of the spring because it's squishing it a little bit. We'll see how that pans out, but I am definitely going to be fitting wheel spacers. I did put the vehicle into rock crawl earlier, and I did notice I was getting a lot of rubbing when I was on lock. Now I don't know if it allows the steering to go on a fuller lock on rock crawl, which is why, because we haven't got the extended height, which is why we were rubbing. But I'd like to investigate that, because obviously that is a compromise that I wasn't aware that we were going to get. Obviously I know if you're going to be climbing around on rocks, you need to have a higher ground clearance, so perhaps I'm just being, you know, hopeful that that's something we could still do, but I don't think it is. So that could be it. But if you know anything about that system, then please do let me know. Is it a case where you get more steering lock on the rock crawl function, because obviously it's so low speed with low range, and you've got the extended height, you know, obviously for picking your way through? Is that something that it will give you, and is that why we're rubbing, because we haven't gone up in the height? Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Do give me a thumbs up if you did, and please do subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.